We saw the impossible, and we made it possible.
Welcome back to the channel. Spoiler alert. A version of the space race that would have taken place if the Soviet Union had defeated the United States to reach the moon has enthralled viewers in the critically acclaimed alternate history series For All Mankind. As the space race enters the 21st century, For All Mankind Season 4 delves behind the Iron Curtain for the first time. The rival countries now have to contend with the Helios Corporation, a private company that has its own plans for making money off of humanity's growing inclination towards space travel. For All Mankind co-creator and executive producer Ronald D. Moore discusses the challenges of creating a multi-generational drama in an interview with CBR at New York Comic Con 2023. As fans get ready for fresh adventures, the Battlestar Galactica veteran also discusses how Cold War intrigue informs the tale. Apple TV Plus is currently offering the Season 4 premiere For All Mankind, with new episodes launching every Friday. We are currently 45 years ahead of where the narrative began with CBR, For All Mankind. How do you write a narrative that crosses actual generations? Theodore D. Moore. It's been incredibly difficult and fascinating. We were aware that it was a novel format, unlike anything I had ever seen in an ongoing TV show. A seminal work from the 1970s was Centennial, a mini-series in which the characters were tracked for 150 years. That kind of storytelling, where you leap ahead and see characters get older and their children get older, has always been my favorite. While we were creating this, that was on the back of my mind, but it was difficult to implement. To decide how long they will age, to keep adding new characters, to keep losing cast members that we have grown rather connected to for various reasons, and to keep all those threads running. It's been fantastic. It's refreshing and completely different from how you generally do these performances. Since the start of the show, the Soviet Union has been heavily featured. However, in Season 4, the action takes place beyond the Iron Curtain. For the first time, how is it to explore that section of the story? We have been dying to do this, and it's amazing. Though they play such a large role in the show, they are primarily off camera, so you were constantly getting glimpses of the Soviets in their society. It was fantastic to be able to travel there, behind the Iron Curtain, and portray that society. We were also able to develop those characters and show how the Soviet Union changed in our timeline and how history differed from our interpretation. For All Mankind and reality have always had certain parallels, such as the current interest in autonomous space exploration and asteroid mining. Has that influenced how you've created, or have you been observing these developments from a distance? It's fantastic because it genuinely confirms the work we're doing. Many of the things we independently come up with are things we're going to accomplish on our own without even recognizing them. NASA has revealed that they are considering a trip to the South Pole. It was logical to go to Shackleton, and our scientists and experts recommended that NASA go there. That's why we did. We thought, that's cool. When NASA revealed it, since we kind of synchronize, we always wanted the audience to think that these events could happen and still could happen if we chose to do them. So it was crucial to us that the show's believability was fundamental to what we were doing. Every aspect of the show is crafted to be as credible as possible while staying true to reality, all while staying within the parameters of dramatic television. Because of the way these ships operate and the laws of physics at play, this might really happen. In Season 4, the autonomous Helios Corporation joins the action. To what extent does adding that wild card to the mix impact the plot as a whole? Helios' involvement was significant to us because we wanted to take bold action to further the commercialization of space, which we believed was inevitable in our lifetime. What really occurs in the space race when a private company like that is up against actual nation-states? When will they begin to compete with each other for resources, space, and to mine the asteroid belt? That seemed like a really rich place to tell stories, all in all. You can see that the seeds for all of those things have already been sown in the reality of today. Have you seen any unexpected plot twists as you've worked with Matt Walpert and Ben Nedivide to develop this script and come to know your cast? Indeed, it does. Generally speaking, the plot has adhered to the overall arc and framework that we established, but none of us had any intention of killing Gordo and Tracy in Season 2. That wasn't part of the idea. Even when we started Season 2, we were really resistant to it internally, even though it was evident that was the finest possible conclusion to their story as it emerged very late in that season's narrative. In Season 3, domestic terrorism played a major role. What else might fans expect from Season 4, and how did you pick up the pieces from that going into it? It seemed appropriate that everyone in the play, and the country as a whole, would still be affected by that incident 10 years later. As the show enters its 4th season, it is unquestionably woven into its fabric. Following Margot's voyage through the Soviet Union is going to be a fascinating story, one that I think the audience will find startling at times and take some unexpected turns. I would watch out for Margot.